when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, morning, morning. Good morning, morning. YouTube, Facebook, AMPLIA, Flow, and Digicel. I'm joined in studio this morning by Alex Brown.
Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, viewers.
It's always a pleasure to be here on the television with you viewers this morning. But before we get any further into the programming this morning, we head on over to news in 90 seconds. An urgent appeal has been launched for a 2-year-old boy missing in Goodwood. Reports indicate that around 7:30 p.m. last night, the child could not be found at his residence on the Goodwood Main Road, opposite the primary school. The toddler is described as light-skinned, of mixed descent with a round face, and was last seen wearing only a diaper. Neighbors and police have been searching the area since Monday night. If you have any information, please contact the Roxborough Police on 999 immediately. A massive online petition is calling for the removal of the principal of Holy Name Convent, Port of Spain. What began as a Mother's Day tribute quickly shifted as past and present students flooded social media with allegations of mental, emotional abuse and bullying spanning years. The petition, titled "Protect Students at Holy Name Convent," has gained significant traction, with parents demanding immediate intervention from the Ministry of Education and tutor. And finally, yesterday, the Division of Tourism welcomed Mrs. Sherry Ann Edwards-Lewis as its new administrator, and the Division of Health welcomed back Administrator Mr. Lincoln Nelson. He joins Mrs. Melissa James Guy, who recently took over at Public Infrastructure, and Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, who joined Strategic Planning last week. Additionally, the Division of Environment is expected to welcome its new head in the coming days. That was your news in 90 seconds. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for the full newscast. Alex, we're seeing quite some disturbing news here in the news in 90 seconds this morning. Very disturbing news.
Can't comment too much on the circumstances, but a missing toddler
is always cause for concern.
Viewers, please, please, please take as much care as you can of the children that are in your charge. We can't make any accusations. We don't know the circumstances. But it must be a harrowing time for the family. Somebody probably saying it's my fault. This is not something that we want to continue. We don't want to have to report on more of these things. Certainly no other family wants to be experiencing this kind of situation, and certainly we don't want to have to discuss any more of it in the weeks, in the years to come. Let's just do the best we can to take care of our children.
Alex, I have to agree with your sentiments there. There's no words for this. Absolutely no words for this. And we're hoping that no one blames themselves, as usually the course of action, that they get the recompense that they need in this time.
And let's just hope this child is found safe.
Now viewers, we're heading on to the celebratory segment of our morning. We're heading on over to our birthday shout-outs this morning. First up on the lineup for birthday shout-outs this morning is none other than Nikita Prince. Happy birthday from us here at the Tobago Updates family. We hope you have a vibrant day ahead and that you take some time to self-reflect upon the year gone and the years to come, and that today is one that you share and cherish with all of those who love, cherish and appreciate you.
Next is Janelle Winchester. We say a very happy birthday to you. We hope that your day is going to be one that is full of vibrance, as does this picture suggest, and that it begins for you a new year of favor, of purpose, and of good things from the hand of God. Happy birthday.
And this has brought us to the end of our birthday shout-outs, but I have one special birthday shout-out to put in here this morning. I want to say a special birthday greeting to Thais Lord. Happy birthday to you.
I know that humor. Birthday, Thais.
Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a bright and beautiful day today, and I know you're turning 1 year wiser, 1 year stronger, and that you continue to ask God for his guidance and protection as this new year unfolds.
Indeed.
Now Alex, what's on the rundown this morning for our viewers?
An interesting mix this morning. We're talking vision challenges, and the new Vision Foundation. Following that, we talk about kingdom travelers. We'll find out which kingdom and where we're traveling to. And finally, we talk the International Tobago Game Fishing Association's Marlin Madness.
And viewers, there you have it. I am your host, Renessa Ortiz, and I want you to stay right here. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Sun Up Tobago presents Solara. Celebrating the 9th edition of your favorite party in the East, where style and good vibes meet. Get ready for the food-inclusive cooler experience you love. This July 4th, we return to the East, bringing you the perfect blend of mouth-watering food flavors, premium vibes, and unforgettable energy.
One thing more than feel understood. When girl, good girl.
Grab your cooler, hold your crew, and escape to Tobago's ultimate vibe. Join us at 4 p.m. at the Deltec compound in Argyle. Get your tickets now at Waterhole Bar and Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Barcode, Scarborough, Eco Sports, Dudley Park, Neat Jones Bar on the Esplanade, and Jane Monkey Crown Point, or online at eitheretickets.com. Sun Up Tobago, Solara, 9 years strong. Your favorite party in the East is calling Saturday, 4th of July, Deltec compound Argyle.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
DMK Promotion presents The Glamour and Gold Affair. The Glamour and Gold Affair. The ultimate Mother's Day R&B and reggae experience with unmatched elegance. Happening Saturday 9th of May at Vibes Event Space Tobago. Doors open at 8 p.m. Featuring top DJs and live performances by Ziggy Ranking, Royal Dainty, Prince Unique, and Black Culture Sound. Admission is $200 for couples and $150 for singles. With a premiere special, 4 persons on 1 ticket. Premier bottles, chaser, and cocktail tables. Enjoy a complimentary glass of wine and rose upon entry. Plus, door prizes, best dress categories, dress code, semi-elegant, black and gold. The Glamour and Gold Affair. Glamour and Gold Affair. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339,
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But hey, do you know your numbers?
Of course, 62433.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the soca party.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back, and as promised before the break, we're talking about New Vision Foundation Founders Day 2026. Here in studio we have Hema Otley, Vice President, and we also have here seated with us Barbara Bruce, and she's a committee member with New Vision Foundation. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Good morning, Tobago.
Now you're here to talk to us about Founders Day 2026. Now Founders Day can mean many things to many different people, but when it comes to the visually impaired society and as well as the New Vision Foundation, can you explain to the viewers what is Founders Day?
Founders Day is where we observe the work that was done by Mr. James Augustus Alves. He is really a Guyanese. He was born in British Guyana, now Guyana, and he lost his sight after a childhood accident and later trained in the Royal College of the Blind in England in health challenges. And he was inspired to visit the English-speaking islands so that he could have a service done to the blind and visually impaired. And he came to Trinidad in 1912 and discussed this with the then persons of authority, and it became the first blind welfare association that gave service to the blind and visually impaired in Trinidad and Tobago.
And are we talking about the welfare? Tell us a bit about the New Vision Foundation's work so far, especially as an established committee and some of the things that they have done.
Well, I just give you Miss Bruce to give us that information.
The New Vision Foundation is on a mission. The mission we are on is to help the blind and vision impaired and low vision people. We was founded in 2023, the 3rd of March. So we are a new group, but very powerful. New Vision Foundation, as the name is New Vision. We have a new vision of doing things, a new vision of viewing things as well, such as you does not has to be vision impaired, blind, or have low vision. Once you are concerned with us, we appreciate you as well. New Vision Foundation is a group that we're not financially equipped. We help ourselves, and the public of Tobago does a great job. We help ourselves, we put our hands in our pocket and help ourselves because we don't have finances coming from nowhere. Only the Tobago well-wishers, the Tobago business people, and I must say thank them so much that words are not enough to be explained. They always appreciate helping us, you know.
So some of the things that we have done, for instance, we have recently been able to have an art competition where we featured the school children, and we made a calendar from that. We thank again those who gave their donations to us for this. We have also visited the horse,
Dealing with horses.
Dealing with horses. And we were able to have our blind people ride on those horses. She was one of them also.
And I'm sure she really enjoyed the
experience. Yes, she could now, yes.
And I got a trophy.
So you see, what we're doing is encouraging people to come out and not be kept hidden away. What we realize is Mr. Alves brought a new dimension to the whole thing. And we asked the question, would it be easier for society to for the visually impaired persons should live within their boundaries? Should they stay home because they're blind? Should they non-exist, so to speak? And what we're trying to do is to bring out people in different areas to be an asset to themselves.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned that because I wanted to go into that aspect as it relates to family members and maybe even friends who have individuals close to them that are visually impaired or low vision. And most times these individuals become very overprotective. They don't want these individuals to harm themselves, and they are not aware of some of the assistance that they may be that they may benefit from. So tell the viewers or persons who may be looking right now who has persons within their care who are visually impaired about some of the things, the tips and the tricks when it comes to dealing with these with our fellow citizens who are visually impaired, what they need to do, and especially when it comes to being overprotective, some of the things that they can do to strike that balance where it is they give that sense of independence and autonomy without being too overprotective.
One of the things that we would like to see happening is that people become aware of their positions, and there are different aids that could be used to bring that reassurance. And one of the first things is to learn to use the cane. That's a very vital. That's like having your eye once more. Okay, I know also of a gentleman who is blind. He is so good. He cooks for himself. He actually could cut a green coconut. You know, so it's, and even IT. There's a specialist that is blind that works with the police section, and he's an IT specialist. There are attorneys away who are completely blind. So blindness doesn't stop you from becoming the person. So our vision is to bring out people to build the confidence and to regain the status that they think they have lost. And the only way this could be done is in association with the mentality and attitude of the Tobago public, that there should be more understanding towards those people. And I've said, is it easier for you to leave them in a corner, or should you do more? And our foundation is the hope that people would come out, people would realize that they could acquire the necessary skills to live a comfortable life, although they're blind.
On the cusp of mentioning acquiring the necessary skills, does the foundation offer these resources for individuals and their family members so that they can work in synergy for these individuals to feel included?
Because we're very young and we're not recognized, we sometimes collaborate with other entities. For instance, we are working with the library and NALIS to advocate for the blind. So, and we now working with them to have that film, that descriptive film, on the 18th, where they would come to the movie, but the movie would be descriptive and they would listen and actually understand it.
That is really interesting. When I heard about a descriptive movie, how can you explain a bit more about how is it that there's going to be someone narrating what is going on in the movie? Are they going to be describing the songs? What exactly is that like?
Well, you would have the songs and you would have a narration on what is happening, so that those who are listening, because when you lose one,
rely heavily on
right,
your other
so
senses.
your other senses are more aware. Barbara would give you a better understanding of this.
Yes, because I am blind 16 years now, and I only see in the spirit realm, and I love TV, how idols make it in looking at the shows, different voices. So if Vanessa acting in the movie, I know Vanessa voice, I register Vanessa voice in my head. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Good. And then I start to picture now, through my spiritual eyes, Vanessa must be wearing a yellow top, and I would call somebody, what top she's wearing. Sometimes I write, sometimes I ain't get it, but you see the voices, the voices that lead us. We just know exactly who is the star, who is the cook. You've got to be blind to really know this, and God has prepared us for certain things. And one of the things I observe, being blind 16 years now, we don't have no can't do this or can't do that. As the scriptures say, we walk by faith and not by sight. Because I just cook, wash, everything. So when we go to do anything, And another thing too, we have to stay close to the Almighty God to be directed. You know, and He does. Being blind is not the end of the world. You know, it's a challenge, yes, but we make it. You can make it. You dress yourself nicely. When you're cooking, you take your time. You say, I just say, Holy Spirit, I'm going to cook. Help me, please. Plain and straight. And He does. Now, some people would want to know about how them talking or she's talking about the Holy Spirit. You know, most people would not believe certain things, but He is real. As I say, you got to be blind to really know what I'm speaking about with the Holy Spirit, because He's right there. You understand me, sister?
So we understand that it's possible for you to function
And
in
live a full
different
life.
areas regardless of where you are.
Now, Miss Barbara, I know you mentioned that you have been living a full life in spite of. Now, even in light of that, do you think that there are things that the government should put in place or institutions still need to put in place to make life even easier for individuals who are visually impaired?
I love you so much. You know, teacher could give us jobs, include us in society. Don't just give us a check to Trinidad and Tobago and put us in a corner. There are things that we can do. Some of us are very educated too by schooling and by knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. For instance, you know, THA hire us to do a job. We must have a tutor for a week or two, and then we follow suit. Most people, you know, just tell us we're not seeing because we're physically challenged and blind. No, 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 no. Again, the Lord does make us to see what He wants us to see. So giving us jobs will help. And you know, I want to elaborate a little more. For instance, when THA is having Christmas functions, you know, don't exclude us. Because if you could invite the 12 tribes of Israel, what about us? Invite us in your dinner, in our luncheon, you know. As the chief sec said, I listened to him because I'm an added listener to programs. He said he gave out hampers to the country people and them. I was like, so what about me? What about the deaf, the dumb, the blind, and the lame? You know? And I would also say this to the public too. Treat us as normal.
Well, some of the areas that I think that could be effective is one, to ensure that there's a proper registration of blind people, you know, things like early examinations of people, eye diseases and so forth. Some of them also is if you have a collection of people, you know exactly where they live, the conditions they live in, they would need help in fixing the surroundings, be it your roof or your walkway and so forth. And also there is AI material that could assist and make life more comfortable. So these are some of the areas that we as a foundation have observed and would like to bring to the attention of those who are in authority.
Now, we've also heard about Braille being an effective aspect when it comes to visually impaired individuals. Yes. They pass their fingers along a surface and it identifies which letter so they can read. Do you think that there is enough implementation of that across Trinidad and Tobago, or there's room for improvement? And where do you think the room for improvement needs to be?
Well, of course, it would be an improvement if this is done, because you now have blind people, blind children would be able to access education, higher levels, and so forth. So this should be introduced into the curriculum of the classes when necessary, not only probably to blind children, but across the board this should be introduced so that everybody get that feel. It's like learning your ABC.
Okay, awesome. Now we're just going to go back a bit to the Founders Day 2026. You can share with us some of the activities you have. I know we spoke about the descriptive movie, but you can go into detail about registration, where persons can register, and when the movies would be, where it would be, and what time.
Or would you like to?
The movie would be on the 18th?
Yes, the 18th.
On the 18th from 4 to 6. $10 a person. And people out there, you need to walk with a utility bill. And we would love everyone to come out. Even the sighted people are invited as well. Registration is Port Mall this Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So that's our registration that we would be doing to invite people to join the committee also, and to be aware of more blind or visually impaired persons. But there is also that registration that would take place in the library also.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to find out as well, and maybe this would also be pertinent information for individuals who are willing to volunteer to support the cause. Are there opportunities for volunteers, sponsors, or community partners to become involved with the foundation, and tell them how they can be a part? Give them your contact information, where they can find you, so that they can reach out to you.
We don't have an address of yet, because we're still looking for a space. But the contact information would be my number and the president's number. The president's number is 792-7292, and my number as the vice president is 765-1116. So Hema and Carol Otley.
Now, I just want to ask.
And we also, when we have our registration in Port Mall, you could come and visit us there and identify and give us your interest in how you could accommodate and help us.
Okay. Viewers, I hope you are listening, and if you're really interested, that you come out on Friday the 15th to really lend support and to really include our visually impaired citizens in the everyday life of us here in society in the island of Tobago, and by extension Trinidad and Tobago. And as we wrap up the interview this morning, is there any parting words that you would like to leave with the viewing public?
What's the name again? The library connection.
To be successful, we need all hands on deck, so to speak. So we're inviting the citizens of Tobago especially to bring out your blind and visually impaired. Come on, associate with us. Our vision is not one of just giving you gifts, but making you a citizen that is able to benefit Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, thank you so much. And to our viewers, we want to say thank you for staying viewing here with us here at Tobago Updates. We want to thank you, Mr. Utley and Miss Bruce, for coming on this morning and sharing with us your experiences thus far, and also for the work that you would like to have going forward, and for the collaboration that you do welcome within the foundation. So to our viewers, we want you to stay right here. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Early prostate cancer has absolutely no signs or symptoms, and that's why we strongly push the men once a year, get out there and get screened with a digital rectal examination and a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, a blood test. Any PSA above 4 is abnormal. All men, once they hit 40 years of age, go and have that PSA test done.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so it's you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-99999.
DMK Promotion presents The Glamour and Gold Affair. The Glamour and Gold Affair. The ultimate Mother's Day R&B and reggae experience with unmatched elegance. Happening Saturday 9th of May at Vibes Event Space Tobago. Doors open at 8 p.m. Featuring top DJs and live performances by Ziggy Ranking, Royal Dainty, Prince Unique, and Black Culture Sound. Admission is $200 for couples and $150 for singles. With a premiere special, 4 persons on 1 ticket. Premier bottles, chaser, and cocktail tables. Enjoy a complimentary glass of wine and rose upon entry. Plus, door prizes, best dressed categories, dress code, semi-elegant, black and gold. The Glamour and Gold Affair. Glamour and Gold Affair. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339.
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But hey, do you know your numbers?
Of course, 624 333.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the soca party.
Coming up, spending quality time in Antigua and Barbuda in the Carnival Zone and with some ocean inhabitants. The kids delivered as always on the track and in the pool. The power to make a difference, supporting great initiatives in St. Kitts and Nevis. There's a true Jamaican feel amidst the grandeur at this hotel. Another milestone for Trinidad and Tobago tourism. It's all next on this station.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Make your goals a reality this season with Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Tobago's choice, we got you smiling. Come and feel that mid-year feeling, oh yeah. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice. You know, every loan wants to prove more reasons to celebrate. Chance to win big, doesn't that feel great? Up to $3,500 in exciting gift certificates. Share investment starts as low as $2,500. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, let your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice, you know.
Donc la famille taking long to play the card. I'm volté. I'm all in time, so good, but yo, what school you went by?
Diane Bishops, by
Bishops?
Yeah, we need the baddest that's come out of Bishops, sir.
The baddest?
But telling away.
We need the baddest. We went night and night, and I is the baddest.
My Bishop is the best.
Yo, what's going on with Tola? What's going on? It's only one way to settle this.
We'll be live on Youth Voice TV, where I, your host, Multibass, will be hosting the Rep Your School DJ competition, where DJs will go head-to-head in a crazy battle to secure the title. We have cash prizes of $10,000 to come out and win, and a lot of amazing prizes. Guys, what are you waiting for? Let me come out, come and showcase your skills. Come, let me do some jobs.
So guys, there are two categories for DJs that are out of school up to 35 years. And for the DJs that are currently in school, it must be up to 19 years of age. So guys, get ready. It's all about Rep Your School. It's all about the DJ competition.
Who will bring the best vibes? Who can control the crowd? And who will earn the bragging rights? You get a chance to be a part and witness the rise of the new DJ generation. So this is Youth Voice, Rep Your School DJ, live on Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Youth Voice, Rep Your School DJ competition. Rep Your School.
And I have never, ever
tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday. Talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread. Boom, hops. Boom, coconut tart. Boom, jam tart. And boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let we hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays. Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock. We only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu day one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying with us. We just wrapped an interesting interview, Renessa, with people talking about the life of the visually impaired. It was, for me, a very personal issue. Before he passed away, my father, for all practical purposes, lost his sight to glaucoma. But interestingly enough, lived a fairly independent life. So much so that as a family, we had to impose some restrictions. Because he was insisting on going walking for his daily exercise as normal, but of course not being totally blind but being severely impaired. It was no longer very safe for him to be on the road. He would call me, Alex, come into town in the morning, come and meet me, and he would tell me where to meet him, and he would travel whether by bus or maxi taxi and travel on his own. We'll move around, do business together, and then he'll travel back home on his own. It was an interesting thing. He did not openly demonstrate too much frustration over it, but tried his best to live an independent life. I also have a neighbor who is blind, but he's an excellent keyboardist, and he often tells me, next time you pick me up here, let me drive, you know. And he does not make his challenge a burden for himself. He often, when you will try to tiptoe around the issue of his lack of sight, he just makes some joke over it and just...
And you know what's interesting enough when it comes to individuals who have these challenges, whether it be visually impaired, hearing impaired, there is a certain resilience about them. They have adapted and accepted, and they don't allow that to set them back. They don't allow that to keep them down. And it just goes to show that individuals like you and I, who have their senses intact, how we often take that for granted, and not only that, we don't have the same resilience, I would say, as these individuals, unfortunately, with all of our senses being intact. And I think that we can utilize and look at the lives of these individuals and take some inspiration from it.
Indeed, I think that's a good segue into our next interview, as we're joined virtually by Bishop Basil Edwards from the Church of the Rock in Lescotho. We're talking Kingdom Travelers, a revival fire. Good morning, Bishop, and welcome.
Good morning to you wonderful people of the Tobago. Myself and my beautiful wife is here this morning to share with you what is
good morning to you too, Mrs. Edwards.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Tell us, Kingdom Travelers Revival Fire. What is Kingdom Travelers Revival Fire, and what are we looking forward to?
Okay, Kingdom Travelers is birthed by a dream that my wife would have had about 7 years ago before she had a stroke. She told me one day while she had a dream that the Lord, 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the sea. And the Lord told her to go through the villages of Tobago with a bullhorn, tell my people, repent, I am coming back again. And she did that, and she get back to the Lord. And when the Lord was about to go, he told her, he said, warn that husband of yours, tell him that he has an entire message to preach. And I think about it for a few weeks, and I said, but you cannot preach an entire message in the church, because the church is where people already get saved. And then the Lord gave me the directive and said, get me a truck, prepare the truck for me, get the music, and get everything on board. So I did that forthwith. I went to Trinidad, get the box, get the truck, and started that mission. And we named the truck Kingdom Travelers for Tobago. And then that is where that birth has been taken. But with this program now, most of the time, I think we came in the last time, sometime last year before last year, when we was given that same thing going through Tobago on the island, on the north side of Tobago. And therefore, it was for us to understand very clearly that what God is doing even at this time. So what we thank God for is that with this initiative, every time the Lord gave us an instruction, that is what we are out to do. So the Lord would have spoken to me. We have different persons, different stakeholders on board with us from different denominations, and we are going to go through Tobago. We are going to start at Garden Side. We are going to anoint there. We are going to take communion there, and then on our way to every village in Tobago on that side of the Atlantic side, we are praying, declaring the word of God. Yeah. If people are in the village that needs to be healed, we have people on board. We are going to do all that to reach these people for Jesus.
Now, when we hear the word revival, it can mean many different things to many different people. Now, what kind of transformation are you hoping that individuals would experience from this initiative?
Well, revival on our whole is to be able to make sure the drug addict, the homosexual, the lesbians, the prostitute, those who have backslidden, those who have different challenges in their life, that God will be able to revive their soul and bring them to a place where they will understand that repentance is necessary, especially in Tobago, where we see Tobagonians, most of Tobagonians grew up in Sunday school or in a church. So we are trying to bring back that initiative and that joy to the hearts of people, to let them know that Tobago is a place that know God. Tobago is a place that people has grew up in Sunday school. Whether we like it or not, we had to go because our parents will send us, and sometimes they ain't come, but they make sure that we go. So it's a transformation in the hearts of people, getting them to a place whereby they can get back to their roots, get back to love again, because Tobago was not like that. You walk into Tobago and you're understanding that people not even telling people morning again. We can pass the elders on the street and don't tell them morning. So we want to bring back that joy in Tobago again through the spirit of revival from God, so people will know how to appreciate those who are in our space.
You touched on something that I wanted to ask about, the idea of community living and whether or not the church sees itself as a contributor to the restoring and rebuilding of a community. How does that fit into what your mission for this particular project is?
That is exactly the mission, is that we are going to the community and let them know that we are not here to take from them, we are there to bring to them. And in spite of our religious preference, we are there to help and to build the community, not on a religious asset, but to build the community, to let them know we love them and God love them, and we want to see the community better, especially where we have rival. I am from Lekito, and I know what Lekito gave. I born and go there. The church is back in Lekito. I went back there, even though I'm not living there, but it's my joy to see that the community, we bring that spirit of community, and to see how best we could reach the younger people, to teach them the values that we would have learned, even though I am 64 years of age, but we would have learned a lot of value in that day and time, so we can spread through our community and the entire Tobago.
Oh, I'm happy that you mentioned the young people. Now, many young people today are searching for identity, purpose, and belonging. How is your ministry going about that phenomenon, especially when it comes to our young people?
Our young people, for me, definitely, I have a young lady in church. She's just 14 years of age. And I was on the street recently, and I take her with me, and I said, you have to preach. Just 14 years of age. And I'm telling you, she did move a lot of people in the village. We were at Golden Lane. And she did move them because to tell them about the love of God and to tell them about how Jesus loved them and so on. So our desire is to really reach out to the young people that they will know they have value. In spite of what people think about them, they have a lot of values in life and they have a lot to give back to the community because they are young. They have the technology before them. And therefore, we are going to reach them in spite of what it may look like.
You keep getting just ahead of the questions, because that was my next question. The issue of the use of technology and our young people. We get so many reports of young people using technology for negative purposes, for criminal activity. What's the church's position on the use of technology and how the young people can use technology?
Well, what we do, we try to facilitate them getting the necessary technology so we can teach them. They can teach. Well, in a matter of fact, in our time now, it's they most of the time that will tell us what is happening, because at this age in our life, it's some challenging to us, but we are getting through. But we try our best to see if we can get the technology. That's what we are hoping to do, that we can be able to enhance them with those technology for the good, not for the bad.
Thank you so much. And as we wrap up the interview this morning, just remind the viewers when this project will be taking place, where they can meet, and some of the things that they can look forward to.
Okay, we will be starting at Garden Side. We start at Garden Side. We are going to anoint Garden Side. We are going to take communion, and then we are going from village to village. We start at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, we're going to use Garden. We're going to leave Garden Side after we do what we have to do. And every village on the way up to Charlottesville, we are going to stop in every village for 10 minutes and do what we have to do. We're hoping that we can have people join at this late moment. We will be having prayer, we'll be having dance, we'll be having a lot of things. When we reach to Kings Bay, we will be taking lunch there, up to Speyside, bless the village, pray there, and then come back to Dallaford, where we're going to have a time of praise and worship by the Dallaford Community Center there on that afternoon.
Tell us again of the date, please.
The date is the 16th of May, which is Saturday coming here.
All right. Thank you, Bishop and Mrs. Edwards, so much for joining and sharing. Yeah. And we trust that the support from the Christian community, in fact from all of Tobago, because you did say that this has nothing to do with denomination, so we're trusting that all of Tobago will come out and support this initiative of yours, each person playing their part in trying to restore Tobago to the place that we once knew. Thank you again for sharing with us.
Well, we really want to say thank you very much for allowing us to be on your program. Tell Mr. Woods hello for me, please, which is my family. Yes.
Thank you, and certainly we will pass your message on.
Yeah, I'm always happy in doing this part because I have people on this program that work with your Lady D, I know, yes, and also Rhea. So we always want to thank you very much for doing what you all are doing best for Tobago, because Tobago need to know where we're at going forward. And thank you all very much for this time.
Thank you. Yes.
You're most welcome. Have a good day.
Okay.
Viewers, stay with us. We take a very short break and we'll be right back. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Early prostate cancer has absolutely no signs or symptoms, and that's why we strongly push the men once a year, get out there and get screened with a digital rectal examination and a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, a blood test. Any PSA above 4 is abnormal. All men, once they hit 40 years of age, go and have that PSA test done.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back. Renessa, we've had quite an interesting morning this morning, haven't we?
Indeed.
I am still kind of emotional. On a positive note about the work that is being done by the Tobago New Vision Foundation and the fact that they are trying, they're doing their part to encourage they're trying to encourage those who are visually impaired to express the fact that you live a normal life and to encourage the rest of us to respect the fact that people with visual challenges can live normal lives and we should treat them normally. I think that inclusion is really an important part of how we build a modern society.
Yes, and it also helps us to really take into consideration the individual's specific needs. Think of someone outside of ourselves and try to put ourselves in their shoes. And I believe that when we start doing that as a society, I think some of the issues that we are currently facing here within our spaces, they would be minimized greatly.
Indeed, because if you look at it from the strictest definition, each of us has some kind of challenge, some impairment of some kind, and we certainly won't want to be treated less than for whatever our challenge happens to be. So, you know, it really takes us away from the selfishness and think of including others and treating them well and stuff like that. And of course, we had the chat with Bishop and Mrs. Edwards about the upcoming
Travelers Revival
Fire.
Yeah.
That sounds like an exciting thing. It sounds like a kind of motorcade-ish thing. I didn't mention music and dance. It sounds a little bit exciting. So.
And I'm hoping it really does have the impact that the bishop really wants and the vision that he has in mind for this. And as he mentioned, he just wants to bring the communities back together to that sense of what Tobago used to be. That
it's an interesting thing that he said it that way, because often the commentary we're hearing now is that churches just want to pray. Out of the same mouth of people who said that, you know, things were so much different
back then.
But a lot of what happened back then was pray. And I'm not saying that's the only solution. But I think church back then helped to create a kind of moral foundation that helped many of us, you know, become the decent human beings that we are. And so probably we could look at that as one of the avenues that would return us to the moral foundations that the society was built on and help to restore the kind of unity and balance and so on that the community had.
Yeah. I agree with you.
We're wrapping it here this morning. Viewers, as we leave, we just want to encourage you again, parents, please, let's do all that lies within our power to ensure that the children in our charge remain safe. Let's try and build support systems. We won't be able to do everything on our own, but let's try and build those support systems that will help us take care. Long ago, there was the extended family, which we don't see much of now. Everybody's trying to live their own life, but let's try and help each other and support each other.
Well, on that note, it doesn't just have to be your extended family. We are living in villages and communities. If you're seeing a child within or without, it's still good to ask, hey, where's your parents? Where are you going? Are you lost? We have lost that sense of community, and we really need to get back to that place.
Yeah, so we just need to look out for one another. Look out for the challenged among us, the visually challenged, the physically challenged. Look out for the children. Let's look out for each other and have a great day, Tobago. Coming up next, GMT. Stay with us here on Tobago Updates, and remember to share the light, share the light, share the light.
Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
was very exciting. When I got the news yesterday, Wednesday, that was like really exciting for me. I was like, oh my God, this is so much history. I get to be a part of this, and I love to be on TV. So I was really excited.
Changing of the guards, just as in 1776 when Jennings and they drafted the legislation for the mainridge 250 years ago. It's a full circle back to me that I'm the one going to be, that I passed it on to the new generation to come. So yeah, that was special, a special moment for me.
When I had to receive that capsule, it felt like I am a part of that history, you know? So being within the section this morning, it made me feel really honored being the assistant conservator, because I would have started as a forester in the department and then I moved up to forester 2, and now being in this position, it made me feel so honored, you know, and being the first female assistant conservator on the island, it added something special.
Today is also important because we are introducing for the first time in Tobago and in our tourism platform VR technology. VR meaning virtual reality technology. In other words, someone who is differently able, someone who does not have the capacity to even walk the rainforest, or perhaps go on a boat across the Atlantic in Speyside, which sometimes can become very choppy, very rough, who cannot hike, they have the ability to witness firsthand the beauty that God blessed us with.
When I actually, after 3 weeks, when our overseas rep, Miss Rankin, when she sent images, you know, it's pride. First of all, it's pride. And it was relief or frustration because it took almost a year to finally find it. People keep saying, yes, it's there, but nobody could really show that it was there. It was amazing to read it, to see how these persons consider conservation, how they were serious about it.
The time capsule reminds us that we are not only inheritors of this legacy, we are responsible for shaping what comes next. The choice we make today will determine what the future generation will inherit from us. And the ordnance replica stands as a powerful symbol of leadership, proof that Tobago has long understood the importance of protecting what sustains us. As we commemorate Mainridge Day, let us renew our commitment to preservation, to stewardship, and to ensuring that this legacy endures for generations to come.
The Mainridge stands, the Mainridge stands, 250 years of faithful hands. The mud calls through the morning mist, the same ruin Herbert where the sunlight kissed. We are the keepers, we will hold this land.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
A brand new dawn and as the passion start to rise, the
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. Ladies and gentlemen, you know whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. An urgent appeal has been launched for a 2-year-old boy missing in Goodwood. Reports indicate that around 7:30 p.m. last night, the child could not be found at his residence on Goodwood Main Road, opposite the primary school. The toddler is described as light-skinned, of mixed descent, with a round face, and was last seen wearing only a diaper. Neighbors and police have been searching the area since Monday night. If you have any information, please contact the Roxborough Police Station or 999 immediately. Additionally, a massive online petition is calling for the removal of a principal of the Holy Name Convent of Port of Spain. What began as a Mother's Day tribute quickly shifted as past and present students flooded social media with allegations of mental, emotional abuse and bullying spanning years. The petition, titled "Protect Students of Holy Name Convent," has gained significant traction, with parents demanding immediate intervention from the Ministry of Education and tutor. And finally, yesterday, the Division of Tourism welcomed Mrs. Sherry-Ann Edwards-Louis as its new administrator, and the Division of Health welcomed Administrator Mr. Lincoln Nelson. He joins Mrs. Melissa James Guy, who recently took over Public Infrastructure, and Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, who joined the Strategic Planning last week. Additionally, the Division of the Environment is expected to welcome its new head in the coming years. That was on news in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this one we jump straight ahead into our conversation, and I have the privilege of chatting virtually this morning with Mr. Mark Telfer, who is the committee member for the TTGFA, the Trinidad and Tobago Gaming Fishing Association. And we're talking about Marling Madness this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, first of all, tell us a bit about the Trinidad and Tobago Game Fishing Association for those of us who have heard of it for the very first time this morning.
Well, the TTGFA was founded actually about 43 years ago. Founded by a few people. Actually, one of those people would be my father, Anthony Telfer. Other mentions like Gregory Fafa, Marilyn Shepherd, who is actually still a part of the committee and very involved. So it was formed really and truly by a bunch of fishermen that saw that there was a need for people who wanted to fish and fish in Tobago. We also do tournaments in Trinidad, but our biggest event that we do have is held out of Tobago. And it's really a bunch of fishermen that came together, following on from other Caribbean islands, which these same people actually were involved in helping the other islands like Grenada, forming similar bodies to have competitive tournaments involving fishing. So really and truly, it's based off of the love for the ocean and the love for fishing and spending time with family and friends. And just to make it a little bit more formal, and it gives people like myself and anybody else who is interested in that, giving them the opportunity to fish competitively, out of a beautiful place like Tobago. So that's kind of where it began.
Right. And tell us a bit about how it has evolved over the last couple of years. Tell us a bit about, how the word has gotten out. Is it that persons from throughout the region are now excited to even come to Tobago? And do you see it as being an opportunity for that level of sport tourism as well?
Well, we have always had interest from all of the other Caribbean islands, actually, because there are similar tournaments that are thrown from Martinique and St. Lucia Barbados, Grenada. So we do have the interest from the Caribbean, and we also do from time to time get interest from other international, from other countries. People from the US and the UK do travel to the Caribbean to come and fish. We have a very unique fishery within the Caribbean, and much so also in Tobago. So yes, it has always been something that has attracted foreigners, tourists that come to Trinidad and Tobago. We have more billfish in Tobago just because of where it is located. So the billfishing fraternity and the people throughout the world do come to Tobago to fish. It has grown, but it has also struggled to grow because of the lack of facilities that we have in Tobago. We don't have a marina that we operate out of. All of the other Caribbean islands do have these marinas which have the basic amenities like fuel and water and these sorts of things. So there's actually a lot of potential for growth that we have seen. And of course, we've had this conversation for many, many years with everybody who we think we could speak to that would be influential in helping or assisting to have a facility like this. Obviously, something like that would be a very very expensive venture, but definitely something that we think that would be profitable to Tobago and to Trinidad. Obviously, something that we don't really think about is we are also very far south, so we are out of the hurricane belt, and every year there are thousands of boats that come to the Caribbean, and most of them do come to Grenada. They also go to places like St. Lucia. There is actually marine in Carriacou as well, so there are boats that go to there. But we, fortunately, God placed us in a place where it's further south, just out of the hurricane belt. And I'm knocking on wood right now, but it's been many, many years since we were affected by a hurricane. So a lot of these boats come south and do repairs. They actually do come to Trinidad, where they would utilize places like peaks and whatnot to outhaul and do work on their boats. And they basically do stay down in this region to get away from the hurricanes, and they utilize that time to see new places and to do works on their boats and whatnot. So again, the geographical location of Tobago is also one that is fantastic. And if there were some more facilities that could take on that sort of work, it would definitely bring more people to our island of Tobago.
Understood. And even as it pertains to expanding the sport and persons becoming more interested in it, tell us a bit about the idea of game fishing for persons who may see this as something interesting to get into.
Well, game fishing itself, fishing is something that I would say you kind of are born into, and some people do grow into it. It's a sport it's a very unique sport if you think about it. Being able to get out on the ocean is something that I still, want for every day. And my children are also involved. I grew up fishing with my father, my grandfather. So there is definitely it's a very unique bond that you have on the times that you share with family and friends. It's something that you would kind of have to experience to understand. It's very often that we would speak on board and say, how do you explain something like this to somebody who's never experienced it? And it's very difficult to explain. It's being out there in the ocean, of course, trying to catch a fish. That's why it's called fishing and not catching. Every day is different. But it's always a memorable moment. Every time you go fishing, there's something unique that's going to happen that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Understood. And even as it pertains to how this sport can be developed on the island and how persons can become more interested, how can they contact the Game Fishing Association, even if it's just a partner or sponsor or help to make it bigger? How can they do so?
Well, the TTGFA is actually pretty easy to get in contact with. I would share some information. We have support from companies, like Carib, and this year we have Lafarge Motors. So we are always open to new sponsorship, of course. We have had the support of the THA and the Ministry of Sport, some years ago, but we have seen that is kind of, we're still struggling to get the sort of support that we used to. But, again, it is something that we are always in contact with the ministries every year. Companies are very welcome to get in contact with us as much as they can. The TTGFA is run right now. Our president is Dominic Wallace, and Dominic Wallace has done a remarkable job in a short space of time for him being our president. We have Dean Fakery, that is our treasurer presently, and it's a bunch of businessmen that are fishermen, and we truly do do this out of the goodness and of our hearts. We don't get anything for doing this. Simple things like this interview. I should be working or fishing, but I'm here with you all. So let me just give you, just very quickly, you kind of caught me off here with how to get in contact with the TTGFA. But of course, you can call me. My number is 678-7372. I am a committee member and could put you in contact with anybody else that we think that may be necessary for you to have a further conversation with. But again, I hope I've answered your question there. We are a committee that is always easy to reach. I mean, we will be in Charlottesville. We have been there actually from this weekend. We have the organizer of the tournament, who is Daniela Rodriguez. She is there and present, and we are working with the people in Charlottesville who have opened their arms to us for the last few years. Fantastic bunch of people that we have in Charlottesville that, again, open their arms, and we have a local tournament for the guys up there. There's so much happening at the same time up there that we have another day, which is the rest day between the 2 days of fishing, that we get together with everybody who is a part of the tournament, and people from the area also come by. We have invited anybody from ministers, whoever might like to come and see what we do. There is a prize giving for the local tournament on that day, which is the Friday. Again, as you can see there, we are offering a truck from Lafarge Motors, which you have to catch a fish over 1,000 pounds to catch to get that prize. But yes, so we have Daniela Rodriguez right now, who I would say is the person to contact for any fine details. And Daniela's number, I hope she doesn't mind that I'm sharing her personal number, but it's 682-4850. You can also contact Marilyn Shepherd, who is somebody who has founded this TTGFA some 43 years ago, and her contact is 680-4374. And our president, Dominic Wallace, contact 685-9230. So I hope that shares enough information that you all could, again, get in contact with me or anybody else that's involved. And we are very, very open to hearing, from the possible supporters and anybody else that may be interested, wants to get out there and go and experience a day of fishing. I could guarantee you that it'll be something that you will never forget.
All right. And finally, remind us of the times and dates. Is it that the registration for this is already closed, and what are the requirements for entry?
So the basic requirements for entry is, well, of course, we would like everybody who is coming in their boat to have something that is a seaworthy vessel that is not going to put themselves or their team at risk. You have to have 4 registered anglers, and no, it is still very open. You can come and register and fish this tournament this weekend. Today is registration. I'm saying this weekend, but it is during the week into the weekend. So registration is today. The registration closes at 6 p.m. today. You can register from 3 p.m. Until 6 p.m. As I said again, once you have a boat, you have the tackle that you could come fishing. It is an IGFA tournament, so you have to be fishing within the regulations of that. But the first day of the tournament starts tomorrow, and there's 3 days of fishing. First day is tomorrow. Second day is on Thursday. We have a rest day on Friday, and then our last day of fishing is on Saturday. And that is how the tournament has always been structured that way. So it's 3 days of fishing with 2 days, then a break, and then the last day of fishing. Prize giving is after the last day of fishing. As I've said, there's also a local tournament that anybody can enter. The local tournament, the structure of it is a little bit different. But yes, anybody can come and enter. Every year, there are fantastic prizes. We have support by people like Yamaha, Ely agencies, and oh gosh, there's so many more to mention. But again, it is something that all of the locals do come and take part in. They take their fishing very seriously. It's fantastic to see these guys and what they're able to go out there and catch. And the prize giving for that, while we have a big cook-up and drink sharing and music playing and all of that, which is on Friday, anybody can come and even be a part of that day and come and experience the camaraderie and see what the whole fishing fraternity is about. Anybody can come to that. But yes, if we can get a few extra participants to come and fish for that local tournament, that would be fantastic. Or even in what we would call the international category, everybody's welcome. You can feel free to call me if anybody needs more information. You can call me, as I said. My number is 678-7372.
Excellent. And we hope that you do connect with some of the right people, some of the policy makers, the decision makers, persons that are in charge of boosting sport tourism on the island, as well as youth empowerment and sport. I see great opportunities for collaboration to ensure that the entire idea of spreading or expanding that sport tourism on the island can truly benefit from those type of collaborations. So
Yes, and there's really no age limit to what we do as well. I've been fishing since I was a little kid, right? And it does. If you're going out there, of course, you'd have to miss a few days school to do this tournament in particular. But the TTGFA also has a junior tournament in Trinidad that we throw every year. And again, the age categories as low as, I believe, 4 years old, 5 years old. So right up until 16. So there are many opportunities for the youth to get involved as well. Again, this is something that, even my children have been doing for many years. And I grew up doing this. So it's something that is fantastic. It's really nice to spend the time out in the ocean. You get to spend time. I have some of my most memorable moments in my life have been spent with my father fishing. So it's a family thing. It's, you can get friends together. It's a very unique situation with this fishing for sure.
Right. And have you had any conversations with possibly departments of fisheries and looking into diversification of that particular sector? Because usually, when persons think about the department or fisheries, they just think about persons going out and ply the trade of being a fisherman, but not looking at it from the competitive perspective. So have you started those conversations, or are you open to having those conversations?
Well, speaking to fisheries and whatnot, we have done that, for many, many years. We have had involvement of different committees. I can tell you that, from the aspect of conservation and whatnot, that's something that we see as extremely important. There are still some methods of fishing that happen in Trinidad that, in our opinion, needs regulations, but we have had real challenges with seeing that even there may be some laws, but enforcing those laws and who enforces those laws, but yes, we are always open to having conversations. We are a wealth of knowledge when it comes to fishing and the whole habitat of that surrounds fishing. So yes, we are definitely interested in having further conversations there. Something that we do actually continue doing. We are sometimes invited to meetings and whatnot that are targeted towards these sorts of conversations. But yes, to answer your question, definitely we are always willing to have these conversations and to help and spread knowledge that we may have that others may not.
Excellent. Well, again, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning, and we are wishing the TTGFA all the best with this particular tournament that's happening from tomorrow going all the way up to Saturday. And we're hoping that persons do share this interview and invite someone who you know to be a part of the competition. You never know, they may just be walking away with a brand new vehicle by the end of the weekend. Again, we want to thank you so much, Mark, and we look forward to continuing our
Thank you for having
in the future.
We appreciate it. Thank you for having us, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to come and share what we offer.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing you again very soon.
We look forward to seeing everybody in beautiful Tobago. We love it, and we will be there hopefully for many, many, many years to come.
And hopefully we also get the opportunity to cover some of the content from the competition.
Well, I think that you all should make your way up to Charlottesville on Friday. Can't miss it. It'll be fantastic.
Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations after this. See you soon.
DMK Promotion presents The Glamour and Gold Affair. The Glamour and Gold Affair. The ultimate Mother's Day R&B and reggae experience with unmatched elegance. Happening Saturday night of May at Vibes Event Space Tobago. Doors open at 8 p.m. Featuring top DJs and live performances by Ziggy Ranking, Royal Dainty, Prince Unique, and Black Culture Sound. Admission is $200 for couples and $150 for singles. With a premiere special, 4 persons on 1 ticket. Premier bottles, chaser, and cocktail tables. Enjoy a complimentary glass of wine and rose upon entry. Plus, door prizes, best dressed categories, dress code, semi-elegant, black and gold. The Glamour and Gold Affair. Glamour and Gold Affair. Don't miss it.
Early prostate cancer has absolutely no signs or symptoms, and that's why we strongly push the men once a year, get out there and get screened with a digital rectal examination and a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, a blood test. Any PSA above 4 is abnormal. All men, once they hit 40 years of age, go and have that PSA test done.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday and talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let we hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, AMPLIA, get ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. AMPLIA at GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu they one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we jump straight ahead into our conversation this morning. And by that video that you just saw on screen, you already know what we're talking about. We're talking about the Dodds diving competition that's happening right here in Tobago, Charlottesville to be exact. And this morning I have the opportunity to speak right here in studio with Mr. Keegan McCool, who is one of the members of the organizing committee here on the island. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Ms. Felix. Morning to all of your viewers, Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago by extension, and whoever locked in wherever you are.
Right. And last year we saw waves being made as it pertains to diversifying.
Big splashes being made.
Big splashes, definitely. As it pertains to Tobago's sport offering, you know, expanding what we know as sport with Dodds diving being here on the island. We saw a number of persons going up to Charlottesville to support. We saw an international audience paying attention to what's happening on the island. But one of the things that was unique to this is that we also had Tobagonians participating in the competition as well. Tell us a bit about what does these type of tournaments being on the island truly mean for Tobago and Tobago's overall development.
All right, so firstly, let me just put it out of the way. The Dodds Diving League is starting for 2026, and it is starting its World Tour in Tobago. All right, so we held the championship last year, and this year we are starting the whole World Tour in Tobago. So that's May 23rd in Charlottesville. All right. It was a movie last year, as you pointed out. It was just exceptional. Sports tourism in Tobago is something that is there's always great potential for it, whether the realm, the discipline or whatever, and exploring or merging the coastlines and the natural beauty of Tobago into the sports and the new hybrid sports that are coming on stream is just, I mean, it just makes sense. It's just ready-made and perfect for that. In terms of the opportunities for this, I mean, we could talk about the economical opportunities, the socio-economic opportunities, and just there's other benefits that come out of all of it. I don't want to misquote the figures and so on. I promise we'll be back to give you those figures as well. But I want to stress on something that you pointed out, which was local participation. Right? So the Dodds Diving League, and I want to stress this, we're going to have the qualifiers, which is starting from 10 a.m. in the morning. And of course, we are looking for persons from Tobago or locally, Trinidad and Tobago, wherever. If you want to qualify, you just make sure and be there for the Dodds Academy and also be there for the qualifiers, right? Because last year, as you pointed out, we had Delroy Batiste, who's a Tobagonian, so he earned a lot of respect in the Dodds fraternity, the deep diving fraternity across the world, because he was literally brand new to the sport the day before. Right. And then he entered the championships, qualifying the morning into the finals, or into the second round, I should say, which is the semis before the finals. And he did what he could do based on the knowledge that he have, and it was wonderful. Dodds diving is something kind of like natural to us. We always tend to dive off the sea from somewhere. We just didn't know it was professionalized. So in Tobago, you would find that a lot of the stuff that we do, if we look at it from a different perspective, of course, everything we do is having fun. But if we could add the monetary aspect or even the professional aspect to it, you could see something like the Dutch Diving League coming apart, which is actually how the league came to be in essence. It was some friends in Norway that came together, they were challenging themselves, and from that it became a world competition that's been running for almost 2 decades now.
Right, and remind us again of the dates and the times. You said that Tobago is the start of the World Tour. What exactly does that mean?
All right, so the World Tour, there's about, the Dutch Diving League happens, so basically they go to different venues across the world. So after Tobago would be France, and then I think they go back to Norway, and then a few other places. I think America is on the tour, and it's on the website itself, the Dutch Diving League website. So you could always check that out. That's dutchdivingleague.com, and you could see the tour base there. So what the World Tour is sort of like a circuit. Yeah, so you'd have a circuit for most major sports, so they tour around the world, and then they have the grand championships in one particular area. Now, I want to stress this, right? Tobago hosted the championships last year. That's the first time that has ever been held out of Norway. Right. First time ever. And it was just like a absolute movie up there. And based on that, we have a lot of benefits coming out of it. We have this year now, ESPN is actually carrying the whole, they bought the rights for the league, and they're carrying the whole thing live. So this whole thing will be broadcast live to over 60-something countries. It was already 60-something countries before. Now we have ESPN on board. So obviously the audience space will be opened up even bigger, right? As I say, it's the first time they keep it out of Norway. And we handled it so well, they were so impressed that was the closing ceremony. Now we had to do the opening ceremony, which is the opening of the 2026 World Tour. So it's a big deal. ESPN will be here. They will be actually taking the template from Tobago to use it for the other venues across the tour. So it's about 5 stops until about the championship. And we're hoping that everything goes really well. The sport is also growing. It's one of the fastest hybrid family-oriented sports. So you could come as a family and spectate and whatnot. And it's just sheer love and vibes up there.
All right. And tell us a bit about this particular event that's happening on the 23rd.
The 23rd. So the 23rd is the Tobago leg, is the opening of the Dutch Diving League 2026. So this is the Tobago leg again. Because a lot of people missed the event last year, they heard about it. It just went viral, and it's been going viral ever since. Persons wanted to partake, either compete in it. So there you have it. That is Simon Fisk. You can see some of the dives there. Torre Borja, he's placed second last year. So this is one of the coaches. Anyway, so we're putting out the carrion call to persons who want to actually compete in this Dutch Diving League, this Tobago World Tour. You could do so. Once you qualify, because you have the qualifier, and then you could win whatever tour that is, whether it's the Tobago Tour or the France Tour. Once you qualify, you could probably be carried to the other countries, and then you'll end up in the championships as well. So those winners from each venue at our league ends up at the championship, or berths into the qualifiers of the championship, I should say.
Understood. And so tell us a bit about the logistics of the event. I see that at 10 a.m. there's the qualifiers, and then at 12 noon you have the live cultural experience, and then the main diving event. Tell us about how that flows. Where do people park when they get up to Charlottesville?
I'm glad that you brought that up.
What some of the arrangements? Where would people be sitting or standing to view the entire event?
All right. So I really love that you brought that question of parking, because that was Charlottesville was inundated with people last year. I was also, because the event was held like about 2 weeks after Natural Treasures. Natural Treasures up there is just a magical thing altogether. It was, I think the population for Natural Treasures last year went up. And I guess just that euphoria, or just that yearning from the Natural Treasures, that just trickled into the whole Dutch Diving League as well, with it being a whole thing. So families came out. The issue was that we had so many people out there. By the time to leave, like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night, we had a little traffic coming out, because, Charlottesville is a little tight spot to get in and out. Yeah. So what we're stressing on this year to make it a much better spectator-friendly event, so people could move freely, is that we'll be doing shuttles from certain areas. We'd have press con. This is Delroy Batiste here from Tobago, right? As you can see, hyping up himself.
Not him going out there with some jeans pants.
Yeah, Dicey Vibes is
wow. So it's just free, just.
No, this alright. So that diving is the action sports of high diving, and basically, right? So you have Olympic diving, you have high diving, and you have cliff diving. All three of those things, you enter the water with grace, technique, your gymnastic thing. That diving is the complete opposite. These are the rock stars of the high diving community, and they actually they have wide background. So some of them are high divers, Olympic gymnasts, track and field athletes. They actually the action sports athletes, skydivers, snowboarders, skiers, surfers, that sort of thing. So it's basically that. So Delroy jumped in and he was a part of the fraternity. But anyway, getting back to getting up to Charlottesville, I really want to stress to the public that we actually going the route of doing shuttles this year. So you'd be able to park somewhere safely, and then we'd be able to shuttle you in and out of Charlottesville, so that way you could move freely. You still have that beautiful ambience of just being up there with the people, the vibes, the seawater, the fresh air. You don't have to go through that whole congestion or traffic going out, and then too you want to make it a little bit easier in the case that there is an emergency, which there will not be, I doubt, but you wanna keep those things safe, because if it's one thing with the Debt Diving League, from the Dutch Federation and even from the local organizing committee, safety is our first priority.
Right.
Safety is always our first priority.
Right. Tell us a bit about how this competition is actually judged, because we see persons jumping off of the platform and into the water, doing certain things while they're in the air and then landing in the water. But what separates, let's say if it was being judged out of 10, what separates a 5 from an 8?
From these things? Yeah. You sound like you want to be part of the competition. We have a space for you, right? Come on, you. Get you a little swimming cap and we can see you jumping off the platform. I'm sure people want to see that. So the category of debt diving is judged in 4 different categories. So I will call it as how the tournament has it out, and then I'll explain it in the layman terms. So you have the in-run, that is one. Then you have technique. You also have steez, and then you have the landing. So the in-run is basically how powerful you take off from the platform, because the whole essence of debt diving is bravado, really being brave to conquer the water. Is not out of fear. You have to just brave it. Yes, you're gonna be afraid, but you have to show that you're brave. You dig what I'm saying? Viking culture, that sort of thing. So the runoff, you're looking for a powerful, aggressive runoff, right? And that is what we look at. You don't want to give a team and you just jump. You want to look like you're really plummeting to just conquer the water. The technique, obviously, it depends on, whether you do full rotations, gainers, your aerial prowess. Some of these guys are aerial acrobatics, like beyond what you could think. They've been practicing whole year, and you're going to see. Just May 23rd, make sure and come out. You're going to see. So we have in-run, we have technique, we have steez. Steez basically is your swag. So that is the steez you see there. So you see like he do so and he look off, so you can have swag. This is Paco Pegas. He's the Spaniard. We call him the pizza boy. He's another aerial master as well too. Now, if you pay attention, you can see the kind of pace and the runoff that these guys put on, right? So this would be the in-run here. You see that? Power, technique, landing. Yeah? So the landing now, debt diving, this is what separates debt diving from the other high diving competitions. How you enter the water. Debt diving, it looks like your belly flopping at the very end, but you go into something called a shrimp position, where at the very last end you're playing chicken with the water, but then you crouch to have your hand on your feet, bracing the water or bursting the surface of the water to ease up the pressure points. And the reason why you don't want to go feet first or hand first is because of the height that you're going at. Right. You could actually jackknife and go too low, too fast. You could rupture your eardrums, or you could just hit the bottom of the steep floor, which is an issue as well too. And we have engineers and all these sort of things checking all the specs to make sure the water is deep enough, the tower is high enough, everything is sturdy, everything has to get clearances and checks, every single thing.
Understood. Right? And with all this knowledge, we might see you participating in the competition as well, right? Maybe
in my younger years. If you have old footage, you can see me doing it, but no.
Right. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning and reminding us that on May the 23rd, it all goes down at Charlottesville. That's the Dutch diving tournament. That's the opening, the world opening.
Yeah, the world opening tour. So we actually launched the league for 2026. And again, I want to stress, so it's May 23rd. Bring out the family, bring out the friends. This year we're actually going into shuttles, which is very important. We will have our media blasts and press conferences to give that information as time goes out, because we're still finalizing certain things to make sure is as family friendly and spectator friendly as possible. We want to make sure that you have a really wonderful experience. Also too, I really want to stress participation. If you want to be a part of the competition, there are spots for you. We have the qualifiers from 10. We also have Duds Dive-In Academy some days before we'd announce. And lastly, for the media, accreditation is very important.
Understood.
Right? Accreditation, I think accreditation deadline is supposed to be from tomorrow. But if I could just leave some numbers with you all for just for accreditation contact. For any information that you need to know, you go to the THA's website, www.tha.gov.tt, and you'll see all the accreditation forms and handles there. Or you could call 294-6048. That's for accreditation as well. Or email dodstobagomedia@gmail.com. That's DODS Tobago media@gmail.com.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much for being here, Keegan.
Thanks for having
and
me.
we look forward to a successful opening of the World Tournament that's taking place here on the island of Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339.
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But do you know your numbers?
Of course, 624-333.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the soca party.
Early prostate cancer has absolutely no signs or symptoms, and that's why we strongly push the men once a year, get out there and get screened with a digital rectal examination and a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, a blood test. Any PSA above 4 is abnormal. All men, once they hit 40 years of age, go and have that PSA test done.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Looking for office attire or worship apparel, then come to Tia's Classic Closet. Shopping for casual clothing or just want to dress down. Big discount, so it's you on clothing and comfortable shoes. Get some wonderful accessories to match your attire. Come to Tia's Classic Closet at 39 Montgomery Road. Opening hours daily from 9:30 to 5:30. For more information, call 710-168-99999.
Make your goals a reality this season with Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Tobago's choice, we got you smiling. Come and feel that mid-year feeling, oh yeah. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see, we warm hearts, bright plans, your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice. You know, every loan wants to prove more reasons to celebrate. Chance to win big, doesn't that feel great? Up to $3,500 in exciting gift certificates. Share investment starts as low as $2,500. Mid-year island dreams, we make it easy. $20,000 to $100,000. Come and see we warm hearts, bright plans, let your goals grow. Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Tobago's choice, you know.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Like your family taking long to play the card. I'm all to I'm all in time so good, but yo, what school you went by?
Diane Bishops by.
Bishops?
Yeah,
sure,
one of the baddest has come out of Bishops, sir.
The baddest?
But telling her,
who the baddest? My one night and life, and I is the baddest.
My Bishops is the best.
Yo, what's going on with Tola? Here, what's going on? It's only one way to settle this. We'll be live on Youth Voice TV, where I, your host, Multibass, will be hosting the Rep Your School DJ competition, where DJs will go head-to-head in a crazy battle to secure the title. We have cash prizes of $10,000 to come out and win, and a lot of amazing prizes. Guys, what are you waiting for? Let me come out, come and showcase your skills. Come, let me do some job.
So guys, there are two categories for DJs that are out of school up to 35 years. And for the DJs that are currently in school, it must be up to 19 years of age. So guys, get ready. It's all about Rep Your School. It's all about the DJ competition.
Who will bring the best vibes? Who can control the crowd? And who will earn the bragging rights? You get a chance to be a part and witness the rise of the new DJ generation. So this is Youth Voice, Rep Your School DJ, live on Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Youth Voice, Rep Your School DJ competition. Rep Your School.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue our conversations this morning. We have the ability to chat this morning with Mr. Clayton Clark, who is a track and field journalist. Good morning, Clayton, and welcome.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to you, Chanel, and to your viewers on Tobago Updates.
Right, this morning we're talking about the fact that the National Primary School 3K finals have been cancelled. Tell us a bit about that.
All right, I'm not hearing you clearly, so...
I said this morning we are chatting about the fact that the National Primary School 3K finals has been cancelled. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, is it 3K and the National Championship? The 3K was due to be held on May 6th here in Trinidad, and that has been called off. About a week before, word started to spread that the event will not be held. And then we had the national championships due later this month, also have been called off. Now, we heard word of it about a week before. The Tobago athletes who had their qualifiers already, athletes were preparing to go, only to get a release from the Ministry of Education about the day before, actually, saying that it has been called off for unforeseen circumstances. Now, Tobago hosted the event last year. Tobago was the top district, beating out 7 other districts, and the boys champion is Taj Roses of Langwan, and he too was preparing to defend his title. And then the 5K, the track and field champs, the May 20th, Tobago was going for a hat trick, having won in 2024 and the 2025. So that's where we are right now with those 2 events.
And with the event being completely cancelled, where do we go from here? Specifically the Tobago district. Is it that Tobago puts on its own finals and invites...
Well, Tobago had its finals already, but it is really a surprise because I cover track and field, that's my beat. So I've been liaising with the chairman of the National Primary Schools Track and Field Association. Every year is a little tardy to get things together, and I mean, it really came as a surprise, 1, that it has been called off, and 2, it's really a disappointment because these athletes have been training and getting ready, especially Tobago. Tobago, as I said, we won the 5K, the 3K, and we had the boys champion. We are the defending 2-time champion of the track and field championships. It's really a disappointment. I try to get an explanation as to the unforeseen circumstances, because for me that's not good enough for the students, firstly, the teachers and the coaches. And I am still doing some investigation, not yet confirmed. So I am awaiting final word. I'm trying to get a comment from the Ministry of Education why the primary schools committee guy is referring it to the Ministry of Education, but I don't know what's the challenge and the committee end, because, as I said, we take this thing seriously in Tobago. We have been training, we have been preparing, and to me, and track and field is where we did well. We just came out of Carifta Games, so the future of our athletes, of our Olympians, all start here at the primary school level. So it's really a disappointment for the athletes and the fraternity not to have these championships. As I said, I'm still awaiting, I'm still investigating to get some clarity as to why the events are not being held.
Understood. And is it possible for Tobago to facilitate that national finals as has been done in the past?
Because we did the challenge this year, we don't have the stadium available, but for example, from a secondary school level, we have hosted the finals in Tobago a couple of times. And the challenge, this year also, we didn't even have the secondary school finals. So that's another issue, and I don't know what is the challenge. Tobago had its finals. Again, Tobago, Roxburgh Secondary, they won the boys and girls finals for the 2nd straight year since they have introduced the competing as a school, and as a district, Tobago has always done well. So I don't know what is the issue this year that we do have the primary school finals on track and field, and we did not have the secondary school finals. What are the challenges which resulted in the cancellation of both events?
All right. And have you or any of the organizers had any conversations about the Tobago House of Assembly possibly stepping in to facilitate those national finals?
The Tobago House of Assembly already helps the Tobago athletes. I mean, that has come from a Trinidad end as well, but to get the Tobago athletes in Trinidad is always the responsible. Well, I shouldn't say the responsible, but the THA covers the Tobago athletes. And let me tell you something, Chanel and the Tobago viewers. We might complain in Tobago, but we are doing things a lot better when it comes to sports. We have our sports and education unit. The persons graduate in sports management, and they are a big asset to the schools and to the sporting facility. We have that in Trinidad because sometimes the challenge is organizing events in Trinidad, and the teachers who have the time off and they have the lesson plans and the books are correct. But in Tobago, we have persons who are trained in sports that really make a big difference. So that is something I said we have discussed in Trinidad and how they could implement it. But it's really a slap in the face for us, Tobago, because of the seriousness we have been placing on sports and getting our athletes to that next level.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much, Clayton, for just coming in and giving us some perspectives on what's happening as it pertains to the National Primary School 3K finals and that cancellation.
And the track and field champs also qualify, not just the 3K.
Okay. And we look forward to hearing what the next move would be for this particular event. Is it possible that the THA can take over and have those national finals held in Tobago?
But the THA is not responsible. I mean, that is an argument other sports have been arguing about, but the THA is responsible for Tobago. Why if THA is getting on board, bringing all those athletes up from Trinidad, is students from 7 other districts have to come up. So the THA, I mean, yes, they can get involved, but this is a national event. It's not a Tobago event. We already have our burdens getting to Trinidad that I don't understand if Trinidad bears that in mind. Getting to Trinidad overnight and getting up early to go in the airport, missing your flight, lunch, breakfast, traveling, that's a big cost already on Tobagonians and the Tobago House of Assembly. So my thing is that Trinidad need to get more serious when it comes to sports at this level, because that's where the future is. We want Olympians, we want the next Kishon Walcott, Kellyanne Batiste, Renee Kwao, you name it, Jerry Richard. This is where it starts, and we have to get it from that early age, the seriousness, if we want to maintain our good performances as we did at Carifta this year. We have to take it seriously.
Understood. Well, again, we want to thank you for just giving us that insight and helping us to understand what's happening as it pertains to sporting, particularly at the primary school level. Unfortunately, we are out of time for our discussions this morning. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Shimon Felix, and have a great day.